In today's video, I will be explaining to you guys how I absolutely nailed 3 trades on INJ, on Polkadot, and on AVAX. And last but not least, we are also going to discuss why I expect altcoins to go and catch up with Bitcoin and why I'm expecting Ethereum to go and outperform Bitcoin based on the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart, as we can see right here. Let's dive into it. So what we see over here is a beautiful range on INJ. We have our 2 first pivots over here and our 3rd pivot over here. We can see that the mid-range levels and the quarterly levels are getting respected very well, and that the range high was getting tested multiple times. Now this looks like classic reaccumulation over here after an impulsive move to the downside. So I'm expecting higher prices for INJ. So I was looking for an area and I was looking for a trigger to position myself into a long. Now what I did really like about this chart over here was that we saw this fake breakout and this fake break of structure over here on the INJ price. Now after this fake break of structure, people are opening up breakout long positions over here on INJ, and where the people that open up long positions over here going to put their stops, they're going to put their stops beneath this low, not realizing that this is not a valid but actually a fake break of structure. Now why is this a fake break of structure? Because the high that we break over here did not bring us to a fresh low compared to the low that brought us to that high, which means that it's not a significant high. And as long as a low or a high is not significant and we break it, it's not a valid but actually a fake break of structure. And these fake break of structures, they are designed to induce people into opening up breakout longs or breakdown shorts, put their stop above or below the previous high or low, and that way engineer liquidity. Now what we see over here is that INJ did indeed go for that liquidity pool. And then after going for that liquidity pool over here and mitigating it, we can see that we are seeing a valid break of structure over here. Because if we analyze this local downtrend over here, is that we see a lower high over here, lower low, lower high, right? And that way over here we form a low, lower high, lower low, higher high compared to the high that brought us to this low. So it was a significant high to break, we shifted structure. Now over here, what we can see on the lower time frames if we zoom in is once again a fake break of structure, potential fake breakout. Why is this a fake break of structure? Because this high once again did not bring us to a new low compared to this low that brought us to this high, so not a significant high to break. People open up breakout longs, put their stop beneath this low, and they target higher levels, which means that there's liquidity building up beneath this low over here. And I always want to try and enter longs where people are putting their stops, because I want to enter where other people are getting wrecked. Now if we play this chart a little further, right, we can see that INJ was breaking out a little bit, but then eventually we saw this wick to the downside. Now why did I keep my order over here like this, waiting for my order to get filled, even though that INJ was a lot higher? Because like I said, I'm always looking to enter where other people are getting stopped out. And INJ did not reach my main take profit target. INJ did not take out the important buy side liquidity above this high. So as long as the drawn liquidity is there, as long as my target remains valid, and as long as my levels remain untested, and as long as liquidity is still resting where my entries are, my trade setup is valid. And what was funny over here is that we really had the psychology aspect over here in our favor. Because what we were seeing was that Bitcoin was pumping like crazy, but altcoins were lagging behind. So try to get into the mind of the retail trader over here. Retail traders, they see that Bitcoin is pumping, crazy pump the past few days, but at the same time, altcoins were barely moving. Retail probably wasn't positioned into a Bitcoin long position, or maybe they were even short. But what is going on inside of the mind of the retail trader? They want to get in on the move as well. They want to be profiting as well, because they see all of this profit on Twitter. They see all of this profit in these communities, and they want to make that profit as well. So what's a natural human reaction based on the price action of Bitcoin and altcoins not catching up? That they are going to break up long altcoins, right? Because they expect inside of their mind that it makes sense for altcoins to go and play catch up with Bitcoin. At any moment, altcoins should be following Bitcoin, right? So they break out long altcoins and they put their stops beneath the previous lows. But what they don't realize is that they're actually becoming liquidity for people like me and hopefully people like you as well, because we are going to use their liquidity in order to fill our orders, because we remain patient, we know our system, we know where we want to enter, we stick to our plan. So this is literally what I did. I patiently waited for that flush of those late and eager and greedy long positions. And when we got it flush and we flushed out those eager and greedy long positions, I got filled, they panic sold again, and then we saw it bounce to the upside. Why? Because I simply trusted my system. I didn't let my emotions get the better of me. I wasn't feeling any FOMO. Yes, there was a possibility of altcoins playing catch up with Bitcoin. If that would have happened, I would have been fine with it because I wasn't in a short, but I stuck to my system and eventually it got rewarded because we had massive profits on INJ, massive profits on Polkadot, and massive profits on AVAX. So just as proof over here, the call for INJ risking exactly 1% of the account. You can see the orders over here. Polkadot, the exact orders over here. You can see the signal over here, right? And then AVAX long over here as well. Really, really nice calls, really nice signals, all shared beforehand as always. Right now, let's dive into the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart. Guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin, Ethereum and other altcoins with me, you can now trade it on Prime XBT as well. What we see over here is Bitcoin chart. You can now trade Bitcoin, you can trade Ethereum, and you can also trade altcoin futures on Prime XBT. They also integrate a trading view over here in which you can do the charts on the platform itself. It is looking pretty nice, I must say. So if you want to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum and altcoins with us, use the link in the description down below. Subscribe, deposit, and you will get a 7% deposit bonus. So let's quickly discuss why I expect Ethereum to start outperforming Bitcoin, guys. First of all, look at this drawn liquidity over here. Look at these lower highs. All of these lower highs, they contain unswept liquidity. There's so much liquidity racing towards the upside for Ethereum against Bitcoin that at some point it has to go and sweep all of that liquidity over here, right? Because we see this constant fake break of structures to the downside, and like I just explained, this is engineering a lot of liquidity above those highs. I'm at least expecting Ethereum against Bitcoin to take out the liquidity over here. Now, local price action at the bottom is also indicating a possible reversal. We see a very important high time frame liquidity sweep over here. After that high time frame liquidity sweep, we shift structure over here on the 3-day time frame because this is a significant high. We form a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This high brought us to this low, so it's a significant high to break. Now, currently, we are potentially finishing up this higher low over here, in which that higher low tested this bullish order block over here, right? Then after it tested a bullish order block, we can see that the local downtrend over here on the daily time frame got shifted to the upside once again. Now, after shifting into the upside, as long as this low holds, structure is bullish on a 3-day time frame, structure is bullish on a daily time frame. Right now, we are coming into a crucial area of support. Like I said, as long as this low holds, we should expect more upside for Ethereum against Bitcoin because we have swept important sales of liquidity. We have a draw liquidity towards the upside. We are seeing bullish shifts in structures on the 3-day time frame and followed by a shift in structure on a daily time frame, right? So as long as that low holds, as long as the current area of support holds, I expect higher price for Ethereum against Bitcoin, right? We have to trade what the chart is giving us. Even though everyone is saying that Bitcoin will continue to outperform Ethereum, if this chart is telling me that a potential reversal could potentially be happening, I'm trusting the chart. I'm not going to trust other people, their bias. I'm not going to let other people, their bias influence my decision making over here. I expect Ethereum against Bitcoin to start outperforming as long as the low that I marked out over here holds, because structure is bullish, liquidity is pointing towards the upside as well, and sentiment is pointing towards the downside, which is why we always want to trade against what other people are expecting.